Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, Dad?
No, not a lot of. You're right. That is way too abrupt. I need to fix it.
I was thinking about it again. I know that's how we started the show last time, and I was just sitting here listening to it, and it just hits. It's weird, and it gets me every time. So, we'll work on it. We'll get together one day and get that
You
fixed
know,
up.
I want to have a quick comment, really quick. I was going through and trying to do my due diligence and go through and make my predictions for schedules and for records for all the football teams this year. And I got started it one day. I was working on it the next. And then I started changing my mind about several teams after watching them this weekend. And I was like, man, if my brain goes like that quick, I don't know how I'm going to put together a full 17-week schedule where I'm comfortable thinking what I think until, I've got to do it all at once or I can't do it at all.
Yeah, the thing is like I started about a week or two ago, and mostly I did it all on paper because like I can't do it on my phone. I can't do it on the computer. I got to do it on paper so I can hold it and physically look at everything I wrote down. And the first like week I started working on it, I was really slacking, and so I officially got like a one front page, and then like it's front and back, and I got like the AFC North on one page, and on the back side the NFC North, and I wrote the four teams across, and I wrote 18 lines, and I just wrote like team every single game of their schedule, like at or versus, like all the way down. And then like I have one separate paper that has just all 8 divisions on it, and it was like AFC North, like Bengals, Baltimore, Browns, Steelers, and then like just listed them, and then so I can write the final thing. And I spent a lot of time yesterday, during my breaks and stuff at work, working on that. And as far as I've gotten is like I have the divisional win loss record for the AFC North. I picked a lot of games. Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much because like we're gonna go over it together. But like the only divisional series like for an entire division I finished is the AFC North. It's so hard. Like seriously, like even without the watching any of the preseason games, like I think I would have struggled, but have watching everything, like I think I'm struggling even more. And so like I really like a few weeks ago we were talking, we were getting ready for preseason, and I was like telling you like this team's going to dominate, this team's going to be in the championship game, like this team that I'm like I don't know if I was right. I don't even know if I was close. Like a lot of the teams I thought were going to do really well, once I'm looking at their schedule and, like all of that, I'm just like, well, I just said that. I just made that up without like taking in consideration where they were playing these games, who they were playing, when their bye week is, like what other division opponents they're facing. Like I didn't take anything in consideration when I said that. And so now I'm like eating my words a little bit, and I'm going in and I'm just like, wow, I was a lot farther off than I was. I think the one comment I will say about all of this is like that I said that you have to win 11 games to get into the playoffs. I'm not so sure that they're gonna have to win 11 games. I'm gonna drop that back down to 10 now. This is a lot of tough matchups, and there's still a lot of unknowns. Like just talking the AFC North, Baltimore. I still the one statement I said about that whole division that I still will stand by is I think that the Browns will take that division. But the crazy thing is the Browns will take that division, but I think Baltimore is going to take the most division wins. Yeah, see, I after making the schedule, it's like really got me shaken up. I think Baltimore's going to scrape by with one more win than Cleveland. I think that is going to be the reason they do make a wild card spot, the Baltimore Ravens, that is. And it's not because they win 11, 12 games. Like, I could see them winning 9 or 10 games getting into the playoffs because they won so many divisional games.
Yeah. you know, I went through, and I've gone through 4 weeks, and and I was really surprised, and I left my list at work because I was trying to work on it between while I was doing paperwork. And what I noticed is that when I got to fourth week and I got it completed, the teams that I thought that would be doing the best by week 4, not so much. Uh, I had some surprise teams that was really up there, and I was really, based on what I thought I knew, I was really like, oh, wow, everything I thought I was going to have at this point, I don't have at this point, going through matchup by matchup by matchup. So I'm really taking my time and putting that forward. I'm still going to plan on finishing it this week so that we can make a video hopefully Saturday. But I just wanted to tell you that I was really struggling with it. And, watching to see what happens with all the teams when they decide to make their final cuts, who swaps around and ends up where, because there is a ton of people that could end up being picked up. So and where they go and could really help other teams. So I'm going to wait a little bit more until after Tuesday to kind of continue with it. But my first 4 weeks are just way out there.
All right, I'm going to take just a second to say hello to Miss Angelica Anna, and also Ian is in the house today. And so, hey, Ian, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And anybody else that's in here that hasn't said anything, also, how's it going? And I hope you're having a good day. I don't know where everyone else is. Well, there's Shelby. What's up, Shelby? But it is kind of rainy and gross here today, and so it's like I slept in. It's my day off finally, and it's just kind of like a gloomy day out there. It's like not hot, it's not cold, it's humid and rainy, and so I think we're gonna get a lot more rain coming our way due to like hurricanes and stuff going on down south.
We so needed some rain, though.
We did. My yard was dying. But yeah, anybody that's in here, I hope you're having a good day. And if you want to drop a hey in the chat, we'll give you a shout out and say hello as well. But yeah, so like, I mean, since we're talking about how you made the statement, you're gonna wait until closer to Tuesday, when they're gonna cut down these rosters and probably trades are gonna be made. So I feel like that is a good place for us to really jump in today and, address some of the injuries and trades that have already happened up until this point, like as of like this morning. I know one thing that happened was Nick Boyle for the Ravens. That was the last thing I saw. He just got taken off the whatever the PUP list or injury list or PUP or whatever. He got activated today. So there's that. But there was a trade with the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants today. I think we sent Billy Price over for a defensive tackle. I don't even know.
Well, that's kind of surprising, honestly.
Yeah, basically what the trade was is we wanted to add depth to our defensive line, and they needed to fill in some spots on their offensive line. And so that happened either last night or this morning. I think it was this morning. I know that the Bills traded some defensive player that I think they got in the draft, honestly, to Carolina for like a 6th-round pick next year or something. Also, Jellicana messaged me and said she can't comment. Oh, I don't know what I clicked on, but she said she can't comment very much, but her phone's kind of broken. But she just wanted to let us know that she's here and watching and supporting us still. So we definitely appreciate that.
J-Man from Metal Sharks is lurking. I think that's a very
okay.
cool thing.
We appreciate knowing you're here. Even if you're just listening, thanks for stopping by. We do have some baseball to get into in a little bit, so if you're still here for that, we do have a good little bit to talk about.
Wow, that's BJ Hill is who they traded, and a conditional 7th-round pick for next year in the draft. So I thought Billy Price was a little bit higher commodity. He got a draft pick too with him. So
Yeah, but we had a lot of issues with him last year, and I mean, it wasn't like a Bobby Hart situation. Like, the best thing that could have ever happened to our offensive line was getting rid of that guy. But Billy Price, I was a little surprised to see it, but I feel like where they're at right now and like how the preseason's played out with the snaps that our starting offensive line have played. I feel like Zach Taylor is feeling a lot more confident in this line going into the season that they're able to do that, and I think he wants to. I can't read this man's mind because sometimes I think there's only like a couple rocks up in there. But I think he wants to make sure that if someone goes down on that defensive line, they have someone else that they can plug in there because, you know, think about it. We had a broken offensive line last year. There's no doubt about it. It had to be the bottom 5 worst offensive lines. But all of our games were decided by like one score because our defense gave up a score in the last 6 minutes of the game. So I can kind of understand where he wants to go with that things we did make improvements. Our offensive line is better than it was, but even with a bad offensive line last year, we only lost games for the most part because of our defense. And so I kind of respect that angle going in and, making that trade with New York. New York is probably very desperate for an offensive line right now. And so I can see where he would be willing to make that trade to get somebody else that they can push into that line and, be able to rotate a couple guys to prevent injury and keep the defense healthy.
hey, not sure really how you wanted to progress today, but I did have a question.
Shoot.
Seeing that a lot of our Deshaun Watson stuff is kind of starting to come to at least a resolution. I know that a lot of teams balked at the asking price that Houston had put up there for him. It looks like Miami's kind of stepping forward and saying, hey, look, we really want this guy, yada, yada, yada. What do you think the final give-up price is? What do you think they've compromised down with Houston? Where do you think they're going to fall as far as what kind of picks, what kind of insurance are they going to get for, if he has legal issues beyond? I mean, how do you think that trade's going to work itself out?
Well, at this point in time, based off everything, it's not that like what we know, but like everything that's out in the open and been said about Deshaun Watson, about this case, and about the direction it's going is furthering our reason to believe that he's going to be fine. Like every day, every time we get new news, it's good news for Deshaun Watson. And so at this point in time, I know that teams are still going to be leery of that. But I think they're understanding and they're seeing exactly what we're seeing and knowing that it's more and more so looking to be okay. Like everything's going to be fine and it's going to go away. I do know that Houston said today they're going to keep him on their 53-man roster and they're still willing to trade. I just don't like I don't understand their logic. Look, I get they want to keep him, but he's just going to create a toxicity of being there because everyone in the world knows he doesn't want to be there. Like, why waste a spot on your roster, for a guy that's going to come and compete for you? For a guy that's just going to sit on the bench. Like, he's not going to play. He's their 4th-string QB. They're keeping him as a 4th-string QB so they can keep him on the roster. But with that being said, to answer your question, I don't think that – well, there's teams that in the midst of the bad of Deshaun Watson where it all looks so bad, like he should look like the most undesirable player to want to go after. There were still teams that were like, I'll give up anything. And that was before that Houston was like, we're not trading him. That was before they were willing. Like the Eagles. I know they seriously got to steal in getting Gardner Minshew. Like, that was the dumbest thing ever. But it was a steal. Like, it was smart on their part, really. They didn't really give up anything for him. And, they got another guy they can plug in there and try until they get their answer. Because for some reason, they're still not sold on Hurts, which, whatever. But back in February, March, whenever we first started talking about this, before the legal issues, we talked about these options for Deshaun Watson, and I still think that man's going to end up in Miami. Like, Philadelphia was willing to throw everything away to get him when they were like, yeah, he could go to jail. And they're like, we don't care. We want him. At that point in time, if this was not Houston's fault, like all of this shit going on, if it was not his fault or Houston's fault, they would have been like, okay, well, he's probably going to jail. You can have him. But they held on to him and they refused to give him up. So, like, it just makes everything look a little more fishy, and they don't want to give him to Philadelphia. Like, that's what it came down to. And
You know
so
what?
I still think at the end of the day, when he gets traded, I'm not even going to say if. When he gets traded, I think he's going to end up in Miami. I think they're going to give up Tua, and they have a lot to give up, honestly. Like, I still think at this point in time, Houston's going to get the most out of trading him to Miami. Whether it be draft picks, whether it be Tua and some more players, or Tua and some more players and some draft picks, like, at this point, Xavier Howard wants a trade. Tua, Xavier Howard, maybe like a 6th-round pick, send him on his way. You get Deshaun Watson, everything's fine. Everyone wins.
Except for the guys that go to Houston.
Well, I got no faith in Tua right now until he proves himself. But Xavier Howard, I want the best for that man. He's a monster. Also, what's up, Peyton?
I'm gonna laugh, and you're probably gonna laugh at me, but I think Philadelphia made that trade for Gardner Minshew to be able to sweeten the pot to make a play at Deshaun Watson, because they still got draft capital and finances to get him.
I mean, I could definitely see that. They've got 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks on their roster right now, adding Gardner Minshew. And so, at the end of the day, they've been the ones screaming, they want him. They don't care. They want him. They don't care if he's going to jail tomorrow. They know eventually he'll get out of jail and he will be able to play football for them. Like, they want him, and they've made it clear. Denver was one of those teams that I said should fight for Deshaun Watson. He would have been great there. I don't think he's going there now. They found their answer in Teddy, and I really do hope that they have a good season and keep Teddy around. Keep him starting, keep him playing. Having Drew Lock as a backup is probably good for them. Like, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just so young and unexperienced and used to getting beat up. So Teddy stepping in front of him, good move. At this point in time, I could see freaking Urban Meyer going after Deshaun Watson because, look, I don't know, Trevor Lawrence has looked better in week 3. Like, he looked like a real quarterback in week 3. But, at this point, he could end up anywhere. Philadelphia is probably going to throw the most at him. But I think Miami has the most, that's decent to give. I just think that still just makes so much sense. Nick Caserio and Brian Flores, they worked together. They're friends.
Well, you see the ties, like, between and with making trades, just like you just discussed earlier, the Giants and the Bengals. Joe Anarumo comes from New York, has ties with the coaching staff there. It's easy to make those deals and get stuff done when you need something. So yeah, that makes it. I mean, I feel like that's the only 2 landing spots left that really have anything in the bank to trade with. Philadelphia having resources, Miami having talent. But I had to throw that out there, that I thought that was really strange that Gardner Minshew was. Let me talk about Gardner Minshew for just a quick second. Honestly, looking at his statistics and amount of games played, his stats are comparable to like Baker Mayfield's at this point. I mean, he's really been a solid contributing quarterback.
Yeah, they're
And
just a bad team.
but is not, demanding and driving the kind of money that Baker's going to get. But he's in that category. He is in that conversation. Being, hey, Baker's enough, right here. Gardner Minshew's right here with him because they have very similar statistics. I thought that was pretty interesting, and I thought that was pretty smart by Philadelphia to
Yeah, I mean,
grab
the
him.
thing is, like you made the comment to me the other day when I texted you and told you about that trade, about how he asked for it, which made it funnier. But the thing is like it, I can't be surprised about that because he said, before training camp, he was like, I won't settle for number 2. I think he will take as little amount of money as possible to be a starter. Like he is one of those guys, he'll take a pay cut. He just wants to be a starting quarterback. And so like this move is as funny as it is, and as much as I'm gonna continue to laugh about it, um, I think it was honestly like him just wanting a chance somewhere, and after them naming Trevor the starting quarterback, he knew, like his chances of being a starter unless Trevor got hurt are limited. And even then, they got Jake Luton and CJ Beathard, the only 2 quarterbacks to be able to produce in their first 2 preseason games. He wasn't even sure he was going to get a starting job at that point. And so he wanted out and to try somewhere else to, compete for a starting job. And like you said, he's not a bad quarterback. He just played for a really bad team. Bad defense, bad team all around. Like, that's not his fault either. Like, Peyton Manning would have 6 rings if he had a better team. Like, I'm not saying they were bad, but he had no offensive line and their defense was terrible. And so, you know, I just think it's a smart move for Gardner Minshew to try to get out, and whoever was willing to take him took him. And, that's someone he went to a team where there's still a lot of quarterback questions. And so that's a perfect place for him to go and try to compete some more.
Yeah, I really enjoyed football this weekend. I got to watch quite a few more games. I got to see a few more teams. I got to listen to different analogies about said teams. And of course, some of my opinions changed. And JP.
What up, JP?
Yeah, I'm sneaking in here for a minute for a little bit. Appreciate you, brother. But I
Absolutely.
watched, in its entirety, I watched the Kansas City game. Uh,
Did you see
thought,
the start of the game?
yeah, you know, I was
Big
really,
boys.
pretty well fired up when I watched that game. Uh,
Honestly, though, dude. Yeah, Steve, we did mention that Bengals trade. Um, we were kind of just talking about how we think it was, they wanted to add some depth to their defense, and the Giants they needed pieces on their offensive line. So, yeah, all in all, I think the trade made sense. But yeah, my freaking boys, dude, they're in mid-season form already in preseason. Like they're ready to go. I hope none of our Browns fans are in here right now because, like, listen, I'm not going to go easy on them week 1. It's just not going to happen. I made my pick for the week. Kansas City's taking that win. I saw how strong they played in preseason, how well they're clicking. Even their second string and third string quarterback can get the job done there. And so I'm fired up. I'm not going to be that person right now to say, yeah, the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl, but, every day I watch them do something else, it seems a lot more likely to me.
yeah, I loved watching the second string defense really play well. I feel like they were they were they had the energy, they had the charge to go out there, and just play well.
I just
I
really
felt
enjoyed watching the Chiefs draft picks play from this year.
I,
On defense and offense, like I was excited to see Noah Gray, their tight end they picked up. Um, you know, I was really happy that he's performing. He's gonna make the 53-man roster. It's gonna be Kelsey, Blake Bell, Noah Gray, and I think there is even one more tight end that they said that they might consider keeping because like at that point in time, if you have 4 tight ends, that are tough and competitive, and you've got at least 2 or 3 wide receivers and, some running backs that are good, how do you cover everybody?
Derek Gore looked fucking amazing.
Yeah. It was crazy seeing another Gore in the league. But, yeah. D Dallas?
There's a
Dallas couldn't
there's a
even win a preseason game, and they had an extra game to try.
hey, there's a lot of people out there that really are high on Dallas with Dak being back. But if Dallas didn't fix other issues, Dak's going to be broken again.
I don't know if they fixed the offensive line. I do know that they assisted their defense into getting better. Micah Parsons, I watched Dallas because I wanted to watch Dallas's defense. And their defense is already better than it was last year. I don't think Baltimore has it. Look, they just, Peyton was talking a few minutes ago. He said, as soon as I draft Dobbins, he gets hurt. He's out for the year. That takes away their probably number one running back at this point in time, other than Lamar. And so I just their passing game has not been it. Like, they can't figure it out, and that's what's been holding them back. But if their run game is going to start getting hurt too, that's going to have them dropping on my list. I'm saying that they're fighting for a wild card spot right now. Possibly
No,
Phoenix. See, and that's another issue I was having. I was like, there's no way Phoenix is not making the playoffs. But now I have so many questions. Like, I'm not sure anymore. And so, they have the offense, they have the defense, but if they can't click, it's going to be like Baker Mayfield and OBJ. It just doesn't work.
and speaking about and talking about Baltimore, what if you're going to play this heavy, hard down run style offense? You've got to have more than two running backs to help carry that load. A la Cleveland with Chubb and
Kareem Hunt.
And Kareem Hunt. They've got two number one running backs in that lineup because they are a run first team. That's the reason why they were successful. That's the reason why the AFC North is going to be successful, because there's a lot of run orientated offenses there. But J.K. Dobbins was a big factor in that offense being able to run this ball. If they do have to go to the pass, if they can't get anything beyond their tight ends, if they do not get wide receiver production, teams are going to learn how to beat Lamar.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's why the Baltimore hasn't been able to beat Kansas City, is because they figured it out. If they can stop him from escaping the pocket and they can slow down the run game, they can slow down that whole team. It's like they've got a defense, but their defense got picked apart in this offseason. And their offensive line got picked apart in this offseason. Look, I think Baltimore is going to struggle. I still think they're going to do better than Pittsburgh this year because Pittsburgh has no offensive line and a 70-year-old quarterback, look, with broken knees. I just don't think Pittsburgh is it. You know how much fun I had writing L's next to game columns in Pittsburgh this week? It was a good time for me. But, he said take your challenge. Alex, and you and Shane pick 5. Let's see who wins. Pick 5 for what?
I think he's saying pick 5 teams for the Super Bowl to win the Super Bowl this year and see who comes out on top.
I feel like we should pick 4 because that'll be the two championship games.
There you go, JP. Make your 4. I'll write your 4 down.
Okay, so he gave 4 and then said and possibly Phoenix. So that is what his 5th is, like an option. Look what my Panthers did the Steelers. Look, I think the Panthers got it this year, JP. I don't know if they're playoff bound or not, but they have turned their team around from last year. Okay. Kansas City, Buffalo.
Dang it, why do you have to say what I'm writing?
Because I'm good. I've had that locked in. Got KC, Buffalo, Green Bay will be in the NFC Championship. And I'm going to say New Orleans.
That's a great pick.
And my option also is going to be Phoenix or the LA Rams. The Rams, they got Sony Michel, so I think they have a better
Now,
chance
does our
now.
fifth team have to be a certain conference, or can it just be anybody?
It's just an option, I guess.
Okay. I got 4. Let me just write one more, and then I'll be done.
Oh, I gave you mine.
So I'm going to call my fifth team my outside wild card chance, sleeper for the whole season. God.
What's up, Brewers? He kind of walked into a little bit of a mess. I'm gonna give 2 sleeper teams, one for the NFC and one for the AFC. My sleeper team for the NFC, honestly, I'm not even gonna say Arizona anymore. I'm gonna say the 49ers. And my sleeper team for the AFC, I don't even want to. I'm
Here,
gonna say the Patriots.
why don't you just not say it and
I'm
let
gonna
me.
say the Patriots. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Your sleeper team was New England too.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, my AFC sleeper is New England. My NFC sleeper is the 49ers.
I'm gonna, as much as I like, I'm gonna tell you, as much as I like New Orleans, Carolina.
Yeah, I was telling my buddy at work the other day. I was like, my 2 NFC sleeper teams were New Orleans and Carolina.
As much as I like those 2 teams going forward, New England is my fifth. I'm gonna stick with. I cannot believe I just picked that, but
I can't either. It hurt my gut. And then the fact that I said it and then you pull this thing up and I could see it in big letters right there. I was like, you did it too. I was just talking at work yesterday with a girl I work with, and she watches sports and stuff too. And I was sitting down in the break room working on my list. I had all these papers in front of me. I had my phone setting up, and I was looking up stats and things. And she was like, "What are you doing?" I was telling her, I was like, "The only thing that's gonna piss me off is we're gonna come in next week and we're gonna record this video, and we're gonna start showing our picks, and all our picks are gonna be the same, and I'm gonna be so mad."
Well, real quick, let me ask a question. JP, what are we doing a fundraiser for? Everything okay with Ron? I'll wait for him to comment down there, but yeah, because I like that guy.
Oh, it's his father.
Oh, I got you. I didn't. Yeah, I haven't really frequented the internet much this weekend. I've been watching some sports and kind of doing my treasure hunting and hanging out stuff. So I didn't know. That's this Saturday coming or Friday? I can't remember. I think you're Saturday, right?
He's Saturday nights.
All right. Yeah, I'll be there, bro. Did they set up like a PayPal or anything like that?
Well, I mean, honestly, he could be doing the fundraiser.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, JP could be collecting the money and sending it to him.
Yeah, regardless, dude. Gotcha, man. Well, I'll be there Saturday, and we'll get with me, and we'll figure out something because I definitely will help out. No.
Also, anyway. Brewers Prospecting said New England is not a bad choice. I hate to say that, but seriously, I just don't think Bill Belichick's willing to lose this year. He went out and got his guys.
He's got a lot to play for. Got you. Dude, I'll definitely be sure to be in touch. Yeah, I really, when I started going through the schedules and making it,
Hoping for anyone but Brady. That's exactly how I feel.
I think you're going to
I
get
don't
it.
have Brady in the NFC Championship. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. Look, I just I think that they're gonna struggle this year. First of all, he's not playing with all the same guys he was playing in New England. He kept those guys in check. These guys have been most of them have been with the Bucks for a while, and they were, Super Bowl drought and everything. I feel like they're really gonna they're gonna let this go to their head a lot. Um, they're gonna come out thinking they are the top dogs, and then people are gonna beat them. Now, do I think they're going to start slow and end up doing well at the end? Yeah, I think so. I think they might make a wild card game. I don't think they'll win it though. Like, I think that is where Brady's road ends this year, at a wild card game. And if they make it to a wild card game and lose, I think that's it for Brady. I'm just going to say it. I think he'll hang it up.
Look, I'm texting on two different, one from the StreamYard and one from the. Anyway, I can't help it, but I feel like nobody's going to let Tom Brady win another Super Bowl this year. I feel like he's going to have a big bullseye on his back, and I don't think he's going to be able to take too many shots. And we saw already in the preseason that he's been hurried, pressured in just a few downs that he's played. He's been sacked. You know, all good things must come to an end, and I feel like somebody else is going to step up in the NFC. I really do.
I do. I mean, I think that, I don't know. I'm not going to say that the Green Bay Packers will be in the Super Bowl, but I'm going to continue to say they're going to keep making the NFC Championship. But I really feel like New Orleans is going to make a run, and I think the thing about it is like, I'm going to compare this to baseball for just a minute. And the only reason is because I was talking about this the other day, is when the Reds were getting beat by the Marlins in Miami, is the Marlins aren't really a good team this year. And everyone in the NFL doesn't see New Orleans as a good team this year. Therefore, they don't play them like they're playing the defending Super Bowl champs. And that's why people are going to get beat by them, is because they're sleeping on them. And so I think they're going to come out and they're going to be real hot for at least 6 games. And then people are going to start turning their heads like, oh shit, well, maybe we should, do better when we go to New Orleans, And then, then I think it's going to get competitive for them. But by that time, they're 6 games in and they're starting to work together and they've got everything figured out. And I think it's going to be too late for anyone to stop them.
I just think they're going to be good. I think Jameis Winston, with a couple years to ponder over his decision making, and you remember, nobody's forgotten how strong his arm was, how many amazing touchdown passes
he still threw for 5,000 yards. Either way, he threw for 5,000 yards. Yeah, he threw 30 interceptions, but he still threw 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, which is impressive.
Yeah, and all you have to do is tighten that number up just a little bit, and you're back. And with a team that's built like New Orleans is built, with the coaching staff that they have, that's almost a guaranteed playoff spot. I mean, I just don't see why people think he's that bad, because he's really not. He's not that bad.
This is a really screwed up stat, but it's accurate. Last time that New Orleans had a hurricane this bad, which was Katrina, they won the Super Bowl that year. I'm just saying they could be in the Super Bowl this year. And I don't want to be like that, but look, things happen. Like, Kobe Bryant passed away, which was really sad, and I'm not going to get too far into that, but then the Lakers won the championship. It's just, they have motivation, like, their town's being destroyed. They're going to bring home a championship and make their town proud. Like, they're going to fight for it. They're going to be competitive. They already have an elite defense. They got a good quarterback who's got to sit behind that offense and learn it for a whole year and only played like in bits and pieces of 6 games or so. They got Sean Payton, who is a really underrated coach. He's a good coach. And Sean Payton said, I'm not going to let what happened to him in Tampa Bay happen to him here. He said, that's not going to happen. And then you see him come out in that preseason game, which was probably his last chance to show. It was his last chance because their third preseason game did get canceled. But it was his last chance to show out, to try to be a starter. And either way, I thought him being the starter was way more smart than Taysom Hill. No offense to him, but I just thought that was the right answer anyway. But he came out and balled out. He had more touchdowns than he had incomplete passes. And he didn't even have a first-string wide receiver. All of their first strings weren't there. Michael Thomas, he's going to be out minimum 6 weeks of the regular season, And so they have all these draft picks and second, third string undrafted guys that never got a chance. That's who he was playing with, people he didn't know. And he came out and balled out. And, he looked good. He made smart pocket moves. He has good football vision. He's getting everything figured out. I feel like he's going to be competitive for the MVP conversation this year. There's people that don't want to hear that, and I don't care because I think it's true.
We could just sit and go. We could go football the whole time today and not talk about baseball. But we've been for 45 minutes solid on it, and I wanted to start with baseball, and that's where I ended up. I just couldn't help myself.
You dove into it. I was ready to start with baseball.
I just couldn't help it. I mean, the news just keeps rolling out, and I like to pick through it and go through and make opinions, and here we are 45 minutes later. The Reds game just started against St. Louis tonight. And I looked on the lineups, and I noticed that John Lester is starting for the Cardinals, who we traditionally hit really well. So I'm looking for some bounce back tonight.
I was looking at Suarez stats. He hits like 330, 340 against him.
Yeah, I'm ready for some baseball today.
I'm ready for some winning baseball. We should have went to Miami and swept that team, but that's the thing about bad teams is sometimes we downplay them. We just swept them in 4 games.
Yeah, but when you go play a bad team, if you look at their statistics, they're one of the better home teams in Major League Baseball.
Oh, speaking Brewers, I'm really ready to watch the Brewers lose this week. They're playing San Francisco for 4 games.
Talk about a playoff-style series this week.
It's going to be intense baseball, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. But no offense, Brewers, this is the time and place. I don't care if San Francisco keeps winning, but they can knock the Brewers down to where we can catch up to them at this point. They're playing them for 4 games. If San Francisco stays top dog and comes in here and sweeps Milwaukee, we're going to be in a really good place. And so no offense to you, but I'm rooting for the Giants this week. Look, I know I shouldn't root for the Giants because it's like one of those teams we can't beat, and but that's fine. If we can take out the Brewers, I'm gonna win some money because the day after the Super Bowl, I went on to DraftKings and I put money on the Reds to win their division because it was so far fetched. Especially at that point in time, they didn't know how the Reds were gonna look. But you know what? I'm still pushing for it. I'm not a very lucky person, but I still have faith it can happen because they did it last year.
Here, let me give Brewers a little thought to knock down their optimism just a hair. Milwaukee traditionally in the last 2 or 3 seasons does not finish the last month of the season very well. In fact, the
Reds do.
They tend to slide. Well, last year was kind of an anomaly for the Reds to do better at the end, but I don't think Milwaukee can keep up the pace that they're on. They're going to lose some games. They're going to drop a little bit because they're on a torrid pace.
I don't know. I did the math. I did some really deep thinking in this, and there's a possibility for us to beat out the Dodgers, and there's a possibility for us to beat out the Brewers yet.
Dude, I love your optimism on that. I think we stay behind.
This isn't even about me. This is statistics. This was all math and historical relevance and statistics. I'm just supporting it with my optimism.
Man, and
It's
New
straight facts.
York.
The Reds can finish in first place in this division. It is a fact. It is possible 100%.
Oh, I ain't gonna say that it's not possible. I'm just saying that every time that they drop a series, it gets a little further down the pipeline.
Yeah, but this week with the Brewers is really a big time for us. If we can win some games and San Francisco can take care of them, that's going to put us in a good spot.
I mean, I'm going to go with you. Hope you're good on it.
I mean, we're already down 2-0, but I hope I'm right too.
God, Paul Goldschmidt just jammed one to right.
Also, if anyone likes Paul Goldschmidt, I got a lot of cool cards of his.
You know, the thing it is,
chart master once told me, it's all in the charts. The charts never lie. Hi, Maria.
Yeah, let's start this day off right. A walk and then a home run.
Oh, well, Paul Goldschmidt will be Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, it might take 7 runs to win the game today, so.
I think the over-under was like 7.5 or something.
It's got to be high.
I still got faith. We've been producing better in second halves of games. Anyway.
So we got the series with the Cardinals this week. Not starting off great, but lots to be optimistic about.
But we haven't bat yet. We haven't bat yet.
You know,
still optimistic.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the final roster cuts, especially for Cincinnati, because I'm not sure who's going to make it and who's going to get let go.
Honestly, I really kind of hope that they go with 4 running backs.
Yeah, everybody played fairly well.
That Patrick and Evans with Perrine and Joe Mixon, I just like that. I like the sound of it.
Yeah, but then the other guy is, been on the team and just coming off of an injury, and he's probably going to make the team.
Which one?
Travion Williams.
Oh, I forgot about him. I have a couple of his rookie cards.
Yeah, I have a feeling that a couple of those guys, if they don't make the team, will be on the practice squad.
Just in case.
But that Patrick guy, I love him. He's strong and big.
Yeah, I do enjoy him. And, Chris Evans, he went undrafted, I think. And he's not bad.
The wide receivers and the tight ends is the other one that I'm really looking at to see who makes the final cut.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, not starters in the wide receiver and tight end that I've been watching, and I'm very impressed with. Like that Irwin kid. Is he the one?
Yeah, he's projected to be one of the last ones either on or off the team.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he was making plays, big time plays while getting hit.
He looked like Tyler Boyd.
He did look like Tyler Boyd, and but he plays better on the sideline, not the slant. Like the sideline deep ball, under contact. He was making catches, getting hit, and holding on to the balls. Like he was doing some incredible things. The only thing I had bad to say about this Bengals game was, why didn't they kick the field goal at the end of the game?
I don't know, because they wanted to try to. I don't know. I guess in Zach Taylor's mind, winning the game or tying the game didn't really mean that much. So why not run an extra offensive play?
I mean, I understand, but I was just like, what? If this was a game time decision, for real, you would have kicked the field goal. So why wouldn't you go through the normal? It's just like. Also, I'm getting a jersey, an Evan McPherson jersey. I watched him nail a 57-yard field goal with ease. That kid's awesome. I picked him up on my other fantasy team. I'm getting a jersey, number 2.
Well, I'm looking at the Bengals projections right now, and they do project that Evan McPherson will be the kicker.
There's no way. They used a draft pick on him.
And going back to the tight ends, you remember that the Thaddeus Moss was in that running with Mitchell Wilcox, and Mitchell Wilcox got the concussion. I don't know if that's going to affect the decision making on which one of those two is going to make the team or not. I think Mason Schreck is going to get cut, but you're right down to those two. So I was really
because we got Uzoma and Sample, right?
You got Uzoma, Drew Sample, Thaddeus Moss, Mitchell Wilcox, and Mason Schreck as the 5 that were going out for 3 spots. So it looks like
them keeping Moss either way.
Yeah, I feel like Mitchell Wilcox was looking really good, so we'll see. But you know what? There's going to be 16 players that go on the practice squad that are probably going to get an opportunity. The projected cuts for the wide receivers right now, they've got them listed as T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, Auden Tate, Mike Thomas, and Trenton Irwin.
I like that list.
Yeah, I mean, there's the other one. The 2 that would be cut on that list would be Stanley Morgan and Trent Taylor, which both played fairly well, but I like the upside of the others.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough decision, but having just those 5 guys alone is a really good group of guys.
Yeah, and then and the injury to Osai really kind of opens up another spot, for maybe another offensive player. I know that sounds wrong, but that's kind of how it plays out.
We got Noah Spence.
Yeah, and then they're still projecting 4 running backs and 2 quarterbacks. Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, Chris Evans, and Jacques Patrick. That makes them cut the guy that they've had on their roster for a few years, and now I just said his name a minute ago. Travion Williams looks like he might be on the potential cut list. Looks like they're going to carry 10 defensive linemen potentially and 10 offensive linemen. Some of them I didn't even see in the Xavier Suafilo. Did you see him?
He was a starter, so I don't think he played as much.
Gotcha. I didn't see him very. The offensive line looks way better. I'm going through the list. God, the defensive line looks way better too.
That Tyler Shelvin kid or whatever. He's a tank.
Dude, run stop guy, big time. But anyway,
run stopping is probably the biggest thing about our division right now.
Yeah, that's it. You have to be able to stop the run, or you're not going to win division games.
And we got Jesse Bates to stop the pass, and Von Bell.
But this may change. Of course, this is just projections. It may change a little bit going forward. But to be honest, we're going to see a little bit of bouncing around of players in the next couple of days. I seen, teams are already starting to cut certain players off the roster as of today.
Yeah, so I did see some cuts from Cleveland today.
So I'm gonna have to start looking to see who ends up where. But I'm so excited, ready to get into the. I'm really gonna lock into the fantasy later tonight and get in there and start looking at that a little bit. Probably gonna open my DraftKings back up for fantasy for the first week, just so I have some extra oomph to go for.
All I'm saying is Travis Etienne went down. I think James Robinson's going to be a lead back across the league this year. Now that he's officially back to being the number 1 guy.
What else you got for today?
I did want to promote the Card Sharks channel a little bit. So I know a lot of people here are Ohio River history fans and supporters, but I do have a preview coming on Card Sharks. Got some stuff in the mail today, and so everyone needs to go check that out because we got a competitive video coming back against Ohio River history. I'm gonna post the preview on Card Sharks tonight after the stream is over, but that's coming soon, and so everyone should hop over there and check out that channel. It's got all kinds of sports cards, Pokemon cards, and everything, but we're gonna add a couple other little random things in with that, and so that'll be soon. It's gonna be terrible, but fun, and so everyone should definitely check it out because we're really excited over in the Card Sharks world.
Yeah, it's that one's that's a really fun little gig just to post, open up some cards. You never know what you're gonna get when you rip a pack. It's the excitement of it is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and there's any Pokemon fans, I know, I usually talk about Card Sharks over here because like the sports stuff, but if there are any Pokemon fans, they've got a couple new sets coming out soon, and we're gonna try real hard to get our hands up on them. There's one set that just came out, and then another set we just got updates about, and it's super awesome looking, and we're going to try really hard, like I said, to get our hands on it. But we do have some really cool football boxes that came in the mail recently, that, may be included in our giveaway over here because most of our giveaways from there are probably going to be on here unless, we do something special over there. But we got some cool stuff to open, and I can't wait to show everybody. Our Chronicles football video will be out this week after the stream tonight. Also, I'm going to finish that video. I wanted to have it done by today, but like I said that last week too. But I got it mostly done now.
You know,
Shall we say
the other part about the other part is when's everybody coming to the house?
I don't know. We didn't know when these were coming in, so we just got them today.
I was gonna say I already there's more, so
I don't need more.
But yeah,
support Card Shark channel. Yeah, we appreciate you, Brewers. You're gonna want to see this video whenever we get over to his house and record. It's gonna be pretty funny. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I just know the commentary of this video is gonna make that alone is probably gonna make the video worth watching. Yeah, so I'm probably the least excited yet most excited out of everybody involved. It was not my idea, but I'm here for the ride, and it is what it is, but it's gonna be fun. Also, Amanda's in here. How's it going?
Oh, I'm excited.
Brewers is our number one fan on Card Sharks, and a huge shout out to him. I just want to say that again because I recently made it over to his channel. I don't even know if I was on It's in the Blood or if I was on Card Sharks, and I was watching him. I had to even ask him. I was like, "Is that gold?" Because like I don't know, and so I'm kind of using some of his stuff as well to learn a little bit more about the treasure hunting world. Just because like he's like our number one over there, so I try to check out everybody's channel, but I can't always make it to it. So I turn his notifications on so I can try to at least keep up with him, just because he hangs out with us so much.
Yeah, I gotta
you
send
guys always
really...
make me laugh. We just like to laugh. I don't think that we're funny, but I do enjoy laughing, and sometimes people come in here and say some stuff to us that I just get it. It just gets me going. Like Rob, he's not in here right now, but I feel like I get the most worked up when he's here.
Rob's more of a Thursday night guy. That's the other part about this really cool is that we kind of have this afternoon crowd, and then we have the late night crowd that's a little bit different.
I got to get new content posted at some point, LOL. Well, when you do, I will watch it. Thanks, you both. Yeah, no problem, Brewers. I know that sometimes the whole content is like That's what I had to call Dad the other day, and I was venting to him about it. It's like, yeah, we have our streams, but I want to post more content on here. And like, I understand how hard it is. I go into it's like a writer's block almost, and like I just can't make myself do it sometimes. And so yeah, just the thing about that, Amanda, is like wait until you're ready because like don't do it because you feel like you have to. Like, do it because you want to. And if it ever gets to a point that you're doing it because you feel like you have to, then it stops being fun. And so, this place is like just a place for me to chill and have a good time. It's what I look forward to every week. And so, that's what I was telling him is like, there's so much I want to do, but I'm not going to just force myself to do it because of the fact I'm just going to keep waiting until I'm ready. So I know that when we do it, I love what it gets produced out of it. And so I think that's the most important part is like, don't ever feel like you're forced to do anything. Like, do it because you love it. Oh, it is 2-0, top of the second.
Yeah, I know. We did get a base runner though. Castellanos got a walk.
Oh, I was gonna say, was it India? Because like he's probably the best at getting on the base, even if it's not like a home run or anything. The best at getting on the base. He's got a lot of bases as a rookie. You do a great job in front of the camera, Alex. Well, I really appreciate that, honestly, because I remember when we first started, it really like I was just like stumbling over my words all the time and fidgeting and like just almost uncomfortable because like it wasn't that I was nervous about what I was talking about. It's like I just didn't want to look or sound stupid. And so it took me a little while to get out of that mindset and to just kind of approach it like if like I said, if you're having fun and you're, enjoying it, like there's no pressure. And so I just go in it like I don't care what I just make myself not look completely like I'm homeless and I just pretend like there's not anybody watching at the same time of being able to talk to everyone. So I really appreciate you saying that because I struggled with it for a little bit. So did
No,
me actually.
no, Jeff. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's a good way to improve your skills by getting in front of a camera like this. The first 2 years that I had my other channel, I never put my face in front of the camera. It took a long time to get to that point. And then all of a sudden, Marlon from Mayor Videos is like, listen, you've got to get in front of the camera. You got to live. Here, I'll do it with you. Here, it's not hard. Stop being scared. And then Alex and I discussed, making this channel, and it was come out. And so, for the first month or so, she was kind of sidelined. She was kind of sit back. Now she runs with it. I just kind of I kind of go with the flow with her because I don't have to push the commentary. She takes it over. She thinks things through, and she makes well thought out, statements in front of the camera. And she looks a lot better doing it because a 25-year-old girl is way better to look at than a 48-year-old man. So just saying that. But no, we have a lot of fun. We do this is family time. This is something we both love, and we're not going to change a whole lot. We've got really great videos that we can make, but we just want to make them where we don't feel like we're forced in doing so that it flows out better and we put out better content. We're going to grow this channel. It's going to grow, and we're just going to keep hammering away at it because it's fun, and that's the reason why it will do well.
Okay, so JP said, not to stop you, but he said Dodgers and Rays win next 2 games, 21-6 Yankees. And I just need you to break that down for me because I'm a little confused.
Dodgers and Rays win.
It's like a puzzle, trying to find the pieces.
Let's see, Major League Baseball. JP he's on it, dude.
Or JP can break it down for me if it's faster that way. But I just like I don't know what we were last talking about, but I'm confused.
The Dodgers series starting tonight with the with Atlanta coming into town. There's all these playoff series right now that's just kind of going on.
Yeah, I did know the Dodgers were playing Atlanta and San Francisco was playing Milwaukee. I think the Padres have today off, or they start their series with the Diamondbacks.
They start their series tonight with the Diamondbacks. They were off yesterday.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, but the Diamondbacks have kind of owned the Padres this year.
Yeah, that's San Diego has got something weird going on out there. I'm not
It
sure.
is like a puzzle by the numbers. Yeah, you had me real confused. Amanda said I'm confused by that as well. It was just kind of out of the blue. Who did the Rays play? Does it have to do with the wild card? We're all getting confused now. Good job, JP. You got everyone all messed up about this. I owe JP Lonsmore a lot because he allows people to come in at the bar, and that was the first time I felt comfortable in front of a camera talking to everyone. Yeah, I've only been able to stop by JP's Saturday night bar one time. Due to work, and I sleep a lot right after I get off work, and so my days are always mixed up. But it's a lot of fun in there, and I like the way he runs his weekend shenanigans, and so, yeah, he comes in and supports us a lot too, so I really appreciate him, and, you know, I'm glad to see, like, I'm not really a part of the, treasure hunting community, but, like, I feel like I am, like, right there in the middle of it at the same time, and so I just really enjoy that community, and I love how much everyone in it has helped each other. And so, like, I don't know, that's why I get so happy when, they all come over here, like, you guys all come over here because, like, I enjoy watching you guys even if I don't always know what you're talking about. I'll explain if it comes true. Okay, man, you're being real cryptic about the Yankees right now.
You know, the Yankees are they've been on a tear lately. So I mean, the thing
I
about it
feel
is
that,
that
Amanda.
what I always enjoyed is that we always dropped our little subtle promotions for over here, and then the ones that show up, the amount of knowledge that came with them that I just didn't expect. With JP and Benzo being big card guys and having sports knowledge, that was really cool to me. And then Colin being so smart with sports as well, even though he's kind of a little skewed on his loves.
He just
Uh,
loves the people, not the teams,
yeah, you're right. That's true.
except
But
for in college.
I'm a born Yankees fan. Go figure, JP,
We
Yankees guy.
We got a Yankees and a Mets person in here at the same time.
Well, I don't know if a franchise could slip any further in the toilet right now than the Mets.
I there's a lot been talking about, and I was watching one of the sports people. I don't even remember if it was Around the Horn or which one it was. They were talking about the Mets, and they were like talking about Javi Baez. Look, I don't freaking like that guy. Everybody in the world knows I don't like that guy, but him like booing their crowd back was like honestly, oh, it's 2-1. The Reds just scored. Honestly, I respected him because not only did he do it, and he's only been there for a short period of time, but other guys on the team did it too, and it's just like, yeah, the fans get to boo, but like, don't cheer for them if you're just gonna turn around and boo them. And so I understand where they were going. Javi's a punk, and like, I don't like him. He won't be in the Mets after this year, but I respect what happened there, and I feel like they're gonna continue to do it. They're gonna thumbs down the crowd and whatever and whatever. But like, I just feel like they have no like fans are so hardcore, It's like Steelers fans. Like they will want you to do well and want you to fire every member of their team in the same game multiple times. They will go back and forth, and that's kind of what's happening right now in the Mets fan base. And so like, I feel really bad for like just the loyal Mets fans that don't want to deal with like this adversity across their fan base. And so like, I just feel like bring the WS trophy back to NY. I don't know. That still could happen. But yeah, it's just such a weird situation going on with the Mets organization right now. not all Steelers fans. No, yes, I'm just gonna put this up here so the YouTube people can see your comment. Yes, all Steelers fans, they're all the same. They love and hate their team every single play. They're gonna love them one play, and then when they get 10 yards, and then the next play they're gonna lose 2, and then they're gonna want the head coach fired. That's what Steelers fans do. Everyone knows it. It's okay because you guys are still loyal at the end of the day. So no hate, but definitely no love for Steelers fans either. Sorry, John. We ain't gonna re-sign him after that. NY fans, no matter the team, are the toughest fans in the world. Yeah, they've got they're just it's just a New York thing. I don't know that I could ever be like a New York fan.
I was just on the phone and I
I
didn't get much of the conversation. But if you were going to go into the whole comment that Javi Baez is cancer and bringing him to your team is definitely the beginning of the end, I will agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I am not mad at what he did because he wasn't the only one that did it. If it was just him and him alone, I'd be like, yeah, it's just him, it's cancer. But then other guys on the team were doing that. But like, either way, he's not going to be there, and so let him. At least he's still trying to do as best as he can. He strikes out a lot, but he gets a lot of hits. Like he's swinging the bat. He's still playing. He's still performing. He's not like downgrading himself to hurt a team. He's not trying to hurt the team in terms of performance, but like he won't be there. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. The Mets went from having a 4-game lead to being 8 back. Yeah, I don't even know what happened there. I know DeGrom should be back soon, but
I know what happened. Javier Baez.
well, yeah, it was around that point in time that it happened, but I don't think he's the reason they're 8 games back.
No, I just think certain people in the clubhouse and I think certain personalities might be a bigger detriment to your team than what you may realize because, the Cubs are playing better baseball without the guys that they traded away. I mean,
yeah, that's like his biggest downfall is he does have the most like strikeouts in the league, but he's also up there with the most number of hits too. So it's like it is bad. He's got really bad vision. He's swing happy, but he does get a lot of production when he is hitting.
yeah, he's just.
It's a really love and hate kind of thing because like he's gonna strike out 5 times in a game sometimes, but the next day he might come back and get 5 hits, and 2 of them will be home runs. So like I don't like him. I wouldn't ask for him to be on my team, but like he's not always bad. He's just cancer. And JP said, Alex, you went through those cards yet? I did start going through them because I was organizing all the baseball cards I have. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. I haven't gone through all of the boxes yet. I went through the smaller one. I'm trying to remember which one was which. But I pulled them all out the other day and was looking at them, and I'm still so grateful for you giving me those cards because like it's super awesome to see. Like I like the old school look of these cards anyway. And anyway, I was looking at your message, but yeah, I like the way old school cards look. It's a very nostalgic looking memory almost, and so like I still have like probably about like this much. Your dad gave them to you. Yeah, he gave them to me. I have them. They're right on the other side of this wall. My card room. I can't name a single Mets fan I know that wanted him on the team. Well, I'm sure no fans did, unless they're low-key a Cubs fan too. But he'll probably end up back with the Cubs because they need everybody now. I do enjoy those cards, though. That's what I was trying to get to, JP. There's still a couple of them I have not been through yet, but Yeah.
I got you, JP. Yeah, just send me an email and I'll be in touch with you, bro.
Oh, I think Kyle Farmer hit a home run. That's where that run come from.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
Are any of those singles good? Yeah, the Shohei and all those rookie cards are freaking awesome. I got them put in top loaders so nothing happens to them. That Sonny Gray Athletics rookie card was super sweet because I haven't seen any of the Oakland Sonny Gray cards before, and so I was really excited to have one of those. I think there was an Aaron Judge card in there, and now that you're saying you're a Yankees fan, I don't know if you want that back, but I understand if you do because I think it was his rookie card too. But I got it in a top loader. All the singles I put in top loaders that I thought had value, and then the rest of them I just added to like my collection. I think it was Aaron Judge. Um, don't think so. You already have me that card. Oh, yeah, you did win our giveaway. I forgot. Push your email down there, Dad.
Uh,
Well, you could have just typed it in the chat, but
it's
okay.
way faster to hit 2 buttons. You know, we never saw our one winner again. Once I sent those cards, I haven't seen him back.
He doesn't come to the live streams, but he comments on them.
Oh,
It's because I've talked to him here and there every once in a while. That Jason BT Sports guy. Yeah,
yep.
I don't see him. I don't know if he watches the lives or not, but he leaves comments on them after they're no longer live. And I've talked to him a couple times here and there, so he's still around. And he comes over to it's on the screen, JP. That's why I told him to type it, but I'll just type it since it's not or it's too hard for Padre. Oh, well, I sent it too. Yeah, that's too hard to remember. I'm trying to think. I had something else too. That I wanted to talk to you about, but I cannot remember at this very
You
moment.
saw my chat about having to go to Love's here shortly, didn't you?
No, I didn't, because I don't check that. I was just messing with stuff. Do you know who Neftali Soto is?
Yeah.
That played for the Reds?
Yeah. It's been a few years.
Oh, well, I have a card numbered out of 500, but
Wow. I haven't seen any. I don't even remember seeing any really that many cards with him on it.
I have one. Also have a lot of Trevor Bauer Cincinnati cards, which is pretty cool. I also have a Tyler Callahan Reds card. I don't know him.
Yeah. You know what's really strange about Soto is that He hasn't played since 2017. I don't know what happened. I guess that's a 10-year career, so.
I mean, it's not a bad career.
He spent 2 years in the majors with the Reds, and other than that, he spent most of his time in the minor leagues.
Also, check out this Aquino rookie card. It's gold.
Love it. Jesus Christ.
What's going on?
Dumb stuff. I got a lot of things. Okay. I'm gonna hit the little mute button from now on today because it's driving me nuts.
Well, that's usually what I do. I'm really bad at getting a hold of. I'm really hard to get a hold of. Also, this one. Both the orange and black are jersey pieces.
Sweet.
Thought that was pretty cool. It's not a rookie card, but it is a cool card.
Yeah, I got it, JP.
Thought I had one more cool one in here to show you, but I don't think so. Also, who do we play after the Cardinals? Is it the Pirates?
We're at the end of the month. Oh, I haven't looked at September. It should be the Pirates.
Because we still got 9 games against the Pirates in their three-game series.
Yeah, I was gonna say I looked at the. We go to Detroit. We play Detroit for 3. We go to the Cubs for 3. St. Louis for 3, and then Pittsburgh for 4. Then the series with the Dodgers. Then we go Pittsburgh, Washington, and White Sox.
Don't we play Pittsburgh one more time?
We play 6 games with Pittsburgh in September.
Oh,
and then
the last series we play is Pittsburgh because we only have 3 games in October.
Right, that's it. So we got 9 with Pittsburgh, 4 with Washington, 3 against the Dodgers, 6 against St. Louis, 3 against Detroit, and 3 more against the Cubs.
Hopefully we actually beat the Cubs this time. We should take 6 to 7 from Pittsburgh. Oh, I know. I know you do, Brewers. That's what I'm saying. You got 4 games with the Giants. You got a tough series right there. I'm probably going to be watching it if it's available for me to watch. Just because, like, those are, the 2 top dog teams right now for the Reds anyway.
Yeah, all these series are so playoff. They look like playoff series. St. Louis is playing, to try to get back in playoff contention. San Francisco and Milwaukee are leading the National League in wins for the most part. God, man, there's just so many good series.
Yeah, it's honestly, like, scary how good, I think, I don't know, man. I'm so torn right now how I feel about. Did you hear that? It was my dog. Wait.
Oh, I can't. I got background noise.
Oh, all I just hear is, woo. She's mad at me, but she's bad today. She's like, woo. Also,
dang it.
What's up? Also,
Man,
why is there, like, black across your green screen at the top?
Why is it black?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's the picture. Let me see if it's
Maybe
the
your
picture.
picture's too small. Rick. Uday.
I didn't realize that it was too small until now. Hey, just wanted to thank anybody that stopped in today. Man, this is the stream is actually slowly progressing a little bit and growing every single week. We're having a lot of fun and we're getting ready to hit our prime time. Major League Baseball playoffs are coming and football season's right around the corner. We're also going to do a little bit more fantasy discussion going forward. I'm sure that's going to come into play since we have a It's in the Blood fantasy league going this year. Closed it out, and it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of pride that's going to go into this ass whipping this year.
It's like playing Mario Kart and Mario Party. You don't play it with people that you love because you start getting your feelings hurt, and that's what's about to happen with this fantasy league. Because I was projected second overall, and then I got dropped down to third, but now I'm projected second again, and I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm coming for each and every one of you. Peyton is the only person projected to do better than me.
Dude, you know what? Peyton's a stud. I'm just gonna say what it is, but he drafted well, and we all had our own personal preferences, and he put together a banging team.
Go Team Port. Phillips here.
Hey, the other thing is can you post a link so that people can look at our standings, or does that have to be private?
I mean, I can pull it up real quick and see if I can post the link and let someone else click on it that's not in it, and maybe it will. ESPN League Office.
Because I gotta think that there's gonna be a lot.
I mean, if anything, I can just straight up the whole time while we're talking about it, have it pulled up, and just take our faces off the screen, and we can go through everybody. Let's see. I think okay. I don't know what's gonna happen when I post this link, but I don't know what'll come up with
Let's
it.
try it.
Because I can't click on it because I'm already logged in. Alex, if you show up at the bar 9/11, we will promote you. Is that this coming Saturday? No, that's the one after. Yeah, I'll try to come out. Make sure I stop by, at least say hey for a few minutes. I don't know what's going on. I know that's right before football weekend because we get football next Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, so that's right between it. I should be home, so if I am home, I will definitely stop by. Sucks, I lost J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, that was how I felt. I lost Cam at right as soon as we did our draft. He had that Achilles season ender, so I'm really upset about that. But I got James Robinson, so I'm feeling pretty good.
I feel pretty good. I get to go beat up on Rob week 1.
Poor Rob, man. He's still projected to come in last. I feel bad for him. I told him it's because he drafted Tom Brady. He's gonna lose.
Man, I feel really good. I feel so good about my team, man. I feel really good.
I mean, I've got depth in the parts that matter, so I'm good.
God.
Took me to the Blood League. Yeah, I'm up against Philip week 1. Do you think Gurley will be picked up by the Ravens? That's a good question. I thought Gurley was getting picked up by Detroit. So I thought that was a done deal, but I guess it's not, and he's still a free agent. I could definitely see Baltimore going after him now that JK went down. Brady gonna win another ring? Yeah, that's not gonna happen this year. Too much competition for Brady. He doesn't like it when things are competitive. He just likes to dominate.
Yeah, I was really. I really think that I just feel really. I don't know why I feel so good about my team. I just feel really good this year.
Yeah, you took Dalvin Cook, and he's gonna do good week 1, unless the Bengals can stop the run.
Yeah, I mean, I got Jonathan Taylor as well in that mix,
Yeah,
and
Philip, I would say I would agree with you, but James Robinson was on their team last year and still rushed for over 1,000 yards, and he went undrafted. They kind of just shoved him to the side when they drafted Travis Etienne, and I think that's really dumb because like he was literally 1,000 yard rusher, and for a team that is winning only one game all year, I still think he's good. I still think he has a lot of upside. He's really strong. He's got a very Derrick Henry like build. And if they can continue to improve their team and still give him a chance, I think he's going to continue to produce. So, um, I I I feel like that's the only one I'm gonna stick by in Jacksonville, like the only player I would probably draft.
yeah, I feel like it's a it's a totally different game, drafting and playing these leagues. So we're definitely it's gonna be a good process. And you know what, I think we'll expand it next year for sure because I have a feeling that it's gonna be a bigger group, and I have a feeling that's gonna grow into something probably super competitive. And you know what, gonna throw in some good prizes. Just
Oh
saying.
yeah, Peyton, he's already offered the winner if he doesn't win, which I won't be surprised if he wins. The winner is getting that cool slabbed out card, and it looks so nice. And so whoever wins that thing is gonna have a really pretty piece on their hands, despite which team you like and which team you don't like. That's a pretty piece to have on your hands. And so my thing is that during week 2 preseason, it was said that their coach doesn't even have an offensive identify set. Well, yeah, yeah, I still see what you mean, and I understand, but like, you know, I just feel like they don't have that many options, so I feel like they're gonna at least utilize what they have. And if James Robinson can produce a run game to take pressure off of Trevor Lawrence, they're going to keep giving him the ball, whether it be a dump down throw or a running play. Um, I still think, especially with ETN, like I said, being down uh, for the season, he's their number one back. And I think he's going to get either way. They're going to at least try to utilize him, whether they can figure out their identity or not. Like they still need at least somewhat of a run game to take, some stress and pressure off of Lawrence. Now that he doesn't have Mr. Minshew behind him to back him up, Mr. Mustache Man.
I was listening to a lot of talk about that guy today, and they were all talking about how much of a professional he was, how much of a good guy for the locker room he was, and man, it's kind of a weird situation when you draft a quarterback number 1 overall. You can kind of see the writing on the wall the way the Bengals did Dalton, which ended up being a kind of a mistake in my opinion because Burrow ended up with season-ending injury. And you know what? And the thing of it is that he may never totally recover from that ACL MCL sprain. It may change the way he plays the game. Hope not. Hope not. Fingers crossed. But Trevor Lawrence is going to have a learning curve this year, and I don't really think that team is very good. I think that he is going to have to be in self-preservation mode.
Well, I think him and Urban Meyer, I think the hardest thing for both of them is they're gonna have to get accustomed to losing games and it not be the end of the world to them. Because neither of them, I think they said that Urban Meyer's only lost like 9 games in his career as a coach. And like I heard some guy on the talk show was like, if the Jacksonville only loses 9 games this year, it's a win.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's probably like the adversity that they're going to have to face, like the mindset of being accustomed to losing games. because like they're not going to go undefeated. Like they're not going to win 10 games either. So like they're going to have to get used to losing and not let it destroy them mentally. They have to understand they're starting from rock bottom.
Oh yeah, I mean that's it. They're just like the they're just like the Bengals in a lot of ways. New coach, new quarterback, new system, new team. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some guys that want out. There's going to be some guys that want in. It's just going to be, this year's going to be a mess. It's going to be unpredictable, and everybody should stay away from it in fantasy. I think completely, if they can, for the most part. The only thing that you might see that's consistent is the run game.
That's what I'm saying. Like I have a lot of faith put into James Robinson. Like maybe I shouldn't, and maybe that's wrong, but I really do think, like a guy doesn't just go undrafted and go run for 1,000 yards and only win one game as a team to come out the next year and not do anything at all. Like he's their number one guy now, and he wants to keep a job. He didn't get drafted, therefore he's got a lot more to work for. So, like I think he's still gonna go out. He's a workhorse. Like he's gonna go rush for 1,000 yards again and show them why he deserves to get paid, why he deserves to be on a roster, he deserves to be a number one back when ETN comes back next year.
Yeah, I'm super excited. My brain is 30 different places today, and I'm just ready for this off week to be. I want to see the cuts come through. I want to go through and get all my predictions made. I want to get a prediction show recorded and edited and out next week before the season opens, so that we have it there and done. I'm sure we're going to get that accomplished. I miss recording. Just doing recordings. I think that's really cool. Half their team is on the COVID list.
I wanted to tell you, but I completely forgot earlier when we got started talking about everything else. Like he's finally back from his surgery, and now he's on the COVID list. Like there's no way he's gonna be a week 1 starter. Like I just don't think it's possible. Like I feel like the odds are stacked against him to play. Plus the Colts lost Sam Ehlinger for at least 6 weeks. So I think we're gonna see Eason starting unless they go and pick someone up this next couple days with all these roster cuts and everything. But Philip said offensively they made it seem like Urban Meyer's just figuring out on the fly as far as identity goes. That seems dangerous to me. NFL isn't something you can just wing. Ask Johnny Football. No, yeah, I agree, and I feel like Urban Meyer has a little more bit of brains than Johnny Manziel, but I do think it's just gonna be a bad year. I think they're gonna win 2 games maybe, if but you got to stick with the guys that were already there, and you kind of work with them and learn with them. Oh my gosh. So the Cardinals went out to get Malcolm Butler from the Titans this year, and I just got breaking news that he's dealing with some personal situations that he said that he's possibly going to retire early.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like Malcolm Butler going to the Cardinals was like that little push on the defense that had me pulling for them.
God, I'm so torn up today, man. I'm just in this whole mode of just go, and preseason's over. I'm sitting there thinking that we get football this weekend coming, regular season, and then they have a whole week off.
Yeah, I know. It's like, we've only got 8 days or so until the Bucks Cowboys game next Thursday.
Ready to rock.
I'm ready for it. I'm as much as I hate that.
I know I can't get it figured out, JP. Sorry. I don't know if it's my light's too bright.
I wasn't gonna say anything. That's a little better.
Yeah, it's because of the daylight. Never mind. It's tough in this spot.
Philip just sent me this picture of Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence, and it says, "If you weren't a fan at 1-15, don't be a fan at 4-12."
I see one that was very similar. That was 1-15 or 1-16. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was like ETN and Trevor Lawrence standing next to each other with their jerseys. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I was gonna say that the chroma key. Yeah. I have not played with a green screen just yet, but my Ice 9 flag right here, I love it so much that I want the whole world to see it every time. Here we go. Every time my face is here. Because this flag is badass. I'll put something cool up eventually. But I also got our new pennants. I wanna get a setup going, but I just I gotta rearrange the office. I got a lot of musical instruments everywhere, and I need them to be put in good places to do that. The bar is real, no special effects. Well, I don't have any special effects. I just like cool things. I thought about getting a green screen. Like, I've considered it a couple times, but it seems like a lot of work. Dad's forehead's got a gaping hole in it every once in a while.
I know, right? I don't know. It's when I get close to the camera. So the further I sit away, it's better for you that I stay back. But hey, what do you think? You know, before we close her out today, what do you think is on tap for Thursday?
What day is it? Monday? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, we'll be ending the Cardinals series for sure. We're gonna get like a breakdown of our last final thoughts about these roster moves. And any kind of cuts, trades, injuries, things like that could happen in the next couple of days. Well, we're not going to talk on the stream so much about our final predictions, but we are definitely going to hit all of our final thoughts of wrapping everything up. I mean, we're probably going to touch a little bit on it as well next Monday, because that'll be the Monday before. But I think it's just going to be continuing that conversation, and now mine's being all fuzzy because I messed with it. But just continue that kind of conversation. We're gonna have by time Thursday, we're gonna see the final of the Brewers and Giants series, and with Brewers prospecting in here, and them being our number one competitor within the division. Sorry, I'm fixing my camera. But so that's going to be a good conversation to talk about, because I think this is going to be a really intense series, and I'm really excited about it. So it's going to be a lot more so towards baseball, unless there's any big changes in the NFL other than the roster cuts and things that we're expecting. We're not going to see too much more about it, but until closer to next Thursday, and so we're just gonna keep pushing and talking about little things like that. Anything that might come up within the week, that we might have a more another answer or solution to the whole Deshaun Watson trade issue within the next week. They're gonna keep him on the 53-man, but I don't know what's gonna happen with that, because why would you continue paying that guy to just be your fourth string quarterback? So I think we're going to find out a little bit about that, and that'll be up for discussion. Also, like I said, anybody that's still in here that has not done so yet, I don't know that Shelby is still in here right now. So I will try to drop the link. But definitely go over to Card Sharks and check it out. When this video or when this live stream ends, I'm gonna be posting a preview for something coming up. I think next week we're gonna do. It's gonna be real funny and real exciting. It's gonna be like almost a part two, but it's like almost a part two, but it's also kind of like a competitive style video to one of the last videos that he posted over on his Ohio River History channel. So be sure to check that out. I'm really excited to dive into it. Oh, there's the link. He just posted right here. So yeah, click that link and make sure you're subscribed. We got a lot of content coming out on that other than that. But yeah, what Amanda just hit was the Saints will still possibly be practicing in Dallas. Yeah, they canceled the preseason game, and this whole week they're not going to be in New Orleans. So we don't really know what that's going to happen. I mean, it could look like last year, how there was issues with the 49ers and COVID. I know that COVID is not a hurricane, but where they played their home games in Arizona, I think we might be seeing some of that this year, due to how bad the situation is with this hurricane. It's really bad. And so there's a lot of stuff we're going to be keeping an eye on with that, because that could change things for the Saints as well. And, like hopefully all is well. There's still, a lot of time left with this situation to tell. And, for everyone in Louisiana, like I hope everything is like good with you and you're taking care of yourself and everything. Also, JP Lawns and More has a live stream on Saturday called JP's Bar, and he's in here all the time, so I feel like I can give him a proper shout out now. Either this Saturday, or the Saturday after this, I'm gonna come over to his channel. I'm gonna try to JP definitely leave a comment on one of our videos like a day or two before, just so I don't forget. But I will definitely come over and hang out in case I forget, obviously. But I'll come over and say hey and meet some of your prospector friends that's not Brewers, because I learned today that he comes and hangs out with you guys. So Saturday on the 11th at 9 p.m. But I'm going to come try to hang out with those guys too. But yeah, definitely check out Card Sharks. Definitely check out JP's, because I've only been over there once, but I've heard everyone on Dad's channel talk about how much fun they have over there. And so
I posted it, JP. The second link I posted is JP's.
Oh, this link right here is JP's link. I do have friends and family in Louisiana. I've heard from most of them so far. Yeah, hopefully everything with everybody in Louisiana, they're able to get out, get safe, do what they got to do. I know it's really hard because some of these things happen so sporadically, or like right then and there, and some people don't have as much time to prepare. But yeah, for sure. Hopefully everything goes well. Hopefully it doesn't end as badly as Katrina, but it does sound like it's heading that way. So I'm celebrity status now. Always JP. Yeah, but we'll have to keep tabs on that, and so we'll definitely talk about that more on Monday or Thursday.
Yes,
Thursday.
Monday.
I'm so backwards. This rain's made me tired. For sure. But yeah. So I think that's all we have for today. I would love to stay and hang out, but Dad's got to run, and I think I have to run too because I need to get some things for my dogs. But I will try to post an update. If not, we'll definitely be back Thursday night at 11, or I don't know where that translates to anybody who's not here. But yeah, we will be back at 11 on Thursday. We'll talk to you guys all then, and yeah, so if there's anything you want us to talk about, you can leave a comment on this live stream after it's done, and we will prepare for that and get ready. But anyway, we will see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, and we can't wait to see you.